On today's show, we're talking finance with our very own finance director, Marion Swain. Roll the intro. Hey everybody, what's happening? What's going on? Mike Stamakinley here with Ventura Toyota, and this is episode 8 of the Ask Ventura Toyota show. Today I have with us our very own Marion Swain, our finance director here at Ventura Toyota. We're going to be talking about finance, but before we do that, we're going to talk a little bit about what's going on in our current events. Which,
a little bit crazy out there today.
yeah, we send our condolences to all our family, friends, everybody affected by the Thomas fire. As of today, this morning there was 150 plus structures burned. There were 1,000 firefighters out there fighting it.
First responders.
Next to level plans, Mayor Nichols, wait.
Anyhow, 27,000 plus people evacuated.
Yeah. We've had, so far, some pretty major tragedies. So one of our finance managers actually lost his house this morning, unfortunately.
And I think Rob Van Newberg, who was on episode 3.
He was early.
4. Everyone knows Rob. I think he might have had that happen as well.
He didn't have his house burnt down, thank God, but he was evacuated.
Oh, good.
So his house is okay as far as we know. Thank God. But
it's still going right now. 45,000 plus acres burned. It's humongous. The winds are going crazy. 80-mile-an-hour gusts here and there. Steady 60 something. Yeah. So it's very surreal, very unbelievable.
Even the trees, everything is blowing over. There's a lot of smoke
so
out there.
Our hearts and prayers go out to all those affected in our community. And we are going to go on with the show because that's what you do in show business. The show must go on.
Very true.
So today we're talking about finance, and a lot of people in the market are a little afraid of the finance manager in the office, and Marion's been doing this for a little while. Little while, and she really has a knack for putting people at ease, making them feel comfortable with the process, and so there's a few questions that people have had that come up quite consistently. You ready?
I think I'm ready.
Here we go.
Hopefully. But it's not an
First
easy process.
First question that came through
Shouldn't be a process, but it's not an easy process.
Yeah. First question that came through the wire is, how long does it take to complete the paperwork once the customer gets into finance?
Usually, we try to get customers in and out, be a little bit more attentive to their needs because we don't want to keep people here any longer than they want to be here. And so, as long as we try to be as efficient as possible, get customers' information correct in the system so that it carries along with them throughout their process of paperwork. It can, depending on how many questions they also may have, it usually will take about 20 minutes to 40 minutes, but some transactions are a little bit longer than others depending on products that are gone over and or paperwork that needs to we need to go through if they're purchasing or if they're leasing. So there's a lot of scenarios in that process, unfortunately, but we try to make it as fast and as easy as possible.
Yeah, there's a lot of paperwork that people don't realize goes involved with completing a transaction. There's different paperwork, a set of paperwork for just a finance deal, just a lease deal.
That is correct.
And then you add the trade-in paperwork. If it's not in your name, there's a third-party trade paperwork that has to go along. And that person has to be here, and there's if they have a payoff on the car. So there's a lot of things that they go through in a short amount of time.
True.
And have to get right.
True.
It's kind of like it's tough.
But the processes have gotten a little bit easier, which makes it nice. A lot of things are now done electronically, thank God for modern technology. Right. So that does make a little bit of a difference for people. And people who haven't gone through that process before are like, oh, this is a little bit easier than it was, 3 years ago or 5 years ago, and some people even 10 years ago. So they used to have those long contracts, and, you can't even read them barely. But now the process again is shortened compared to the way that it used to be. So that does make it a little bit nicer.
What do they call it? E-docs or something?
E-contracting.
E-contracting.
So
That's cool.
yes, it
Speeds
is.
up the process, so
You get to sign on a keypad, and it's very nice, actually.
that's cool.
Yeah.
So, how many documents are actually printed and needed to be signed approximately? There's 5, 10, 20, 30, 100?
Usually,
How many?
100.
I don't know. I'm embellishing on that paperwork.
Okay, no. Anywhere
A little bit.
from probably about 10 to 20 documents, depending on if there is a trade-in, if there is a cosigner, if there's a payoff on a trade-in, and then, of course, if it's a lease and or a purchase. So it does depend on what type of transaction it is. So,
Okay.
yeah, it's not too bad. It's a lot easier than it used to be, that's for sure.
Easier than when I was doing it.
He used to work for me.
Yeah, 100 years ago.
Okay.
Little while ago.
Mike came from finance, so now he's a great sales manager, so that's a good thing. So, yeah, it's a good thing.
Thank you. I'm very humble.
You can tell?
So the next
He's a good
question
guy.
is, this person walks in the showroom floor, or these customers walk in the showroom floor, and their cars are so expensive, and they go, well, I want to own it. Should I buy it, or should I lease it? Just, that's kind of an abstract question, so I know there's a lot of variables to go along with that answer.
There is, and a lot of people these days also with credit and stuff, it comes into play too. So a lot of the times they don't know that if they have marginal credit and or they're able to finance versus lease. A lot of the times now these days people just want a cheaper payment. That's just what they're looking to do, is get a cheaper payment. So
Right.
they want all the bells and whistles, as we all do, and they just don't want to pay for all the bells and whistles, which I can definitely understand. So we just try to give them a program or sign them up for a program that fits their needs and their budget. And that's what everybody's here, which they all know their budget better than we do.
Yeah.
So that's, you need to keep that in mind. You need to be sensitive to people's money and budget.
Yeah.
So that's what we definitely try to accommodate.
Yeah, and there's advantages to both programs. Depends on how long you keep it, how many miles you drive. If you're consistently trading your car every 2-3 years,
I'm going to go with the lease.
probably better lease, because you're going to get hit with those taxes.
And a lot of people don't hang on to their cars like they used to. Back in
Right.
the day, they hung on to them from 5 to 10 years, and that's what they did, and they drove them all the way into the ground until they were, on their last tire. And now,
Yeah.
that's not the case. We all don't want older vehicles, or we all don't want to drive an old car and then put money into repairs and costs and things like that. So leasing is designed to be able to put a minimal amount of down, minimal amount payment, with a minimal amount of responsibility to have to maintain and
Yeah.
also,
That's
fix
why
and
I
repair
lease
your
for
vehicles.
real.
Yeah. So it's nice.
Yeah. So
It is really nice.
It is really nice. That's why I do it. I've had,
We all
I
do.
think,
We all do.
personally, I've had 10 cars in the last 20 years. And then, of course, my wife has had 20 cars in the last 20 years. So, that's how it rolls in my household.
Yes.
Know about you guys.
I get a car a little bit more frequently than that.
You get a demo. That's another
I'm
story.
like, sorry, every 2.5 months.
So, there's another question about leasing. Does someone's credit have to be perfect to lease?
It does not have to be perfect. These days, credit is a little bit more challenging for most. So these days with Toyota and other financing companies, with the credit, it's based on credit score, but these days they're a little bit more lenient on the credit scores than what they used to be back in the day. So where the credit scores used to go to 850, it now goes to 900. So a little bit differences of where people used to score compared to where they score now. But with the banks and or in Toyota Financial Services, they're a little bit more lenient when it comes to score. So that makes it really nice. That's why a lot of people are now leasing, because they do qualify, not thinking that they did when they first walked in the door.
Yeah, when I was in finance, you had to be perfect gold credit, no issues, no lates, no nothing.
In order to lease.
Yeah, it was like the
true.
bank was kind of afraid to get that car back.
No.
But now it's they see the bank sees it as less risk, as less time out, and
Exactly.
they're coming back 36 months, and it's less than a 60 or 72 month contract as far as the bank
That's
getting their
true.
money back.
And even
you know?
on financing, they have great, incentives and things like that. So when you have the 0%, it's hard to, walk away from that. But then people don't want that payment on a retail purchase to finance. So then they'll, go to a lease, and the leasing just designed to have a lower payment, which makes it really nice.
People love the new technology too.
Everybody loves new technology. And the new Camrys and
This
the new
guy.
cars. Yeah,
She does.
that guy.
One of the
That's
last
good.
questions. How much money down should you put to get the best rate? Is that like a thing?
No, it's not actually. We have an emergency broadcast. Our fires.
Another alert. I didn't get it.
Ventura County is crazy right now. So everyone's getting alerts on their phones with the...
Yeah. You did? No.
Okay, it's probably turned off.
I got on my Google emails. I got like 20 overnight. Yeah, evacuation here, evacuation there, and it's just going down the hill and then over the hill and down this part, and yeah,
Sorry that everyone that's
Brutal.
going through all that.
it's brutal.
It
It's
is. Right before Christmas, it's not good. It's not good for any time, but more so with people losing their houses right now, it's not good. What were we talking about?
We were talking about money down.
Oh, money down. Sorry. Before we heard the alerts. Money down. A lot of people will put money down to get a lower monthly payment, and that's what your down payment or your money down is designed to do. On a lease, you have it as called as drive-offs, but any additional down payment you put gets applied towards the cap cost, which then lowers your monthly payment. So that's why people will put money down on a lease.
Yeah.
On a retail purchase.
Martinez.
So the more money down you put,
The lower your payment is.
lower the payment is.
So that's why people put money down to get a lower payment.
And the
And
less
that's
you owe.
the
If you
and
wanna get
unless
out of
you
it down
owe.
the road,
Exactly.
equity position
When
may
on a
or may
retail
not get you a
purchase,
better rate. You know. I don't
money
know.
has nothing to do with rate.
Yeah. There you go.
Money down.
Has nothing to do with it. So
It's based on your credit score.
So should people be afraid to come talk to you after they're done with me? Because like I put the deals together and I go, in a few minutes, your finance manager, Marion, or finance director, Marion, is going to come out and talk to you and help you and do the whole paperwork thing and sign with the e-contract and all this stuff. Because I now have all this ammunition you just gave me to talk to them. Would that
So do you want to tell the customers ahead of time before they come and see me?
Yeah, it's going to be so
Okay.
cool. You're going to do e-contract. You're going to do this. She's nice. She's been on
There's a-
AspenToyota.com.
There's a video we're supposed to give them too.
It's not a .com yet, is it? Just AspenToyota.
.com.
Just AspenToyota. They'll cut
Right.
it. So, we do have a video that tells them that actually tells them about it.
The process or the steps in the
What
next
is
process.
that video?
It explains the products that we offer and what they can expect in the process and what's next.
It helps them protect their investment.
It helps protect their investment.
It's awesome.
Vehicle service agreements, guaranteed auto protection, Toyota Auto Care, tire and wheel protection, paint and fabric protection, alarm systems. Those are what we offer. So,
Very cool. And
Yeah.
many more. And there is, Toyota loves you. Toyota Financial Services loves you.
I don't know about that. Do it.
#1 in the region every month, every year for like the last 100 years.
And now they're all going to see this and go, okay,
She's not humble.
I'm being
She
humble.
is.
He's not being humble.
That's what we say on the show when somebody's like awesome. We say they're humble. Luis Martinez started that out.
Very, very humble, yeah.
But I'm humble.
It's very
He's a
humble.
good salesperson.
I'm very humble.
He is, though.
Yeah.
Were you able to talk with him when he was sitting here?
Oh yeah.
Really?
He turned towards the end. He says, "Hey, Mike, you're there. Okay, cool." He kind of took over the show, though. But, that's how it goes. When you have a big personality like that, you're next to somebody with a big personality, you're gonna just kind of have to let them go a little bit in these shows.
You're the one who's got the good personality, the big personality this time.
Just part time.
It's not my forte.
I'm part time.
I'm doing it. It's not my forte, though.
So I think that is a wrap unless you got everything else. Anything else to go over? It's easy,
No.
right?
It's easy.
It's fun, right?
Yeah.
So we'll see you on another episode.
Sure.
Awesome.
Sure.
Okay, so that's a wrap today. Thanks for all the questions. We will be doing a Starbucks gift card again very soon, and we need to come up with a question of the day for our people out there to answer so they can get that gift card.
What do you want it based on? Towards?
Whatever you want.
Uh,
How many reindeer does Santa's sleigh have?
and a two-part question will be, what are the names of the reindeer?
Thanks for joining us. Post your comments below, your answers below, DM us. And remember, you keep asking the questions and we'll keep answering them. Thanks for joining us. Where's my pen?